When we made Simple Salvation, we got together with John Cornarins, who's a friend from years back. It's funny, me and John are now playing basketball. He brought me into his pickup basketball game, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And so I see John a lot now. But he directed a couple videos for Simple Salvation.
Brian asked me if I wanted to direct a video for them, and it was Rain of Fire. And I said, yeah, I'd love to. Brian said, do whatever you want, talk to the band. And I talked to the band, and what do the lyrics mean? And John said, it's just abstract, doesn't mean anything. So I was an art history minor in college, so I thought, okay, how about I shoot black and white? I'll throw in some color random photos of Hieronymus Bosch, who was a random hippie from the 14th century. And so he did weird, eclectic things. And Joey liked the idea, so that's what we did. We shot basically live performance at the Country Club of Rain of Fire, about 10 takes.
It was our first video for Metal Blade ever, really. That was our first one. I just showed up and I said, I'm not going to put a shirt on today.
Wow.
And that wasn't something I really did. I don't know why.
Well, you were cut, man. You were buff.
Well, I was a lot younger.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like you had a gut or anything. You looked cool.
Brian came down to the shooting and he's like, stop, everyone stop! Put on your shirt!
He did that?
Yeah,
I don't remember that at
stopped.
all.
He's like, dude, what are you doing? Put your shirt on. And I was like, too late. We were already halfway done. And I said, I'm not gonna do it. He was pissed. He was mad at me. He forgave me though.
That's funny. I totally do not remember that at all.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Brian says, hey, I want to do another video. He said, do Last Train Home. I said, okay, what do you want me to do conceptually? And he goes, I don't know, just do something with trains. So that was the direction. So we actually found a train museum out in Paris, California, and spent a day out there. I wanted to do a 360 shot. And so that's why the drums are on one spot. I put Joey up on top of a tanker or something, and a few other guys walking around, you know, and then John starts walking, and we got lucky, the wind just blew his hair back just as he sang. That was just like a fluke. And then Phil had brought his lizard out, so I said, well, let's put the lizard in a shot. It was all random. It just, you know, and they did whatever I asked them to do.
Joey did climb like a water tower, and how'd you get your cord up there?
Well,
you must have been cordless.
Yeah, I was cordless.
But anyways, you know, it's just a little bit, I don't know, what's the proper way to describe it?
We were trying to have a more mass appeal.
Yeah, a little more commercial, a little more merch. Both those videos helped out that record tremendously. That was when Headbangers Ball was red hot. They had these like battles. We went up against, I feel like it was like Danger, and we lost, right? And we lost, and we were like, what? How do we lose to them? Like, number one is that they're not even really metal. No disrespect, but it just was like, but I guess, you know, they were playing some kind of hair metal bands.
Hair metal, man.
Headbangers Ball, and so they beat us. And so that kind of affected Last Train Home's popularity with the Headbangers Ball, which kind of sucked. But Rain of Fire did really well.
Brian or Tracy came to me and said, hey, we want to do a tribute to Dave Pritchard, and they had all this stuff, and so I came up with a trip through Red Times. I laced videos together with just recollections basically about Dave, and we used to hang out underneath the bridge in Pasadena, Suicide Bridge. We went to a bar or a pool hall, and I went to one place where they rehearsed. It's like one shot, just John running circles to get warmed up, get his energy going, and then he comes at camera and screams, and I like that, so I'll just use it. And Brian gave me Brian didn't care what I did, he trusted me. I did whatever I wanted, basically, and it was just kind of just fun. We were all in sync with what would be cool.
Right now, you're going to take a look at the one and only production video that Armored Saint has made to this day. It's for a song called Can You Deliver from the March of the Saint album. And we had a lot of fun making this video. Shot it in 2 days, shows a little bit of the band's acting ability, and some of the band's real ability, and that's on stage. Check it out. Can You Deliver?
So we wanted to try to separate ourselves from the, jeans and, high-top tennis shoes.
Or the spandex.
Spandex with the leather belts. And like every band at the time was basically dressing the same. So that's kind of why we decided to go the sort of the more, theatrical route, if you will. Because we were into like Queen and like,
Kiss,
Kiss, of course, Alice Cooper. We always loved that sort of, when you go to a concert like that, you're just like in a whole nother world. And so we were influenced by that, and that's how we wanted to separate ourselves. So being huge Road Warrior fans and Mad Max fans.
We had the name, so we said, let's, incorporate the armor. It was a combination of like, Joey used to steal a few items he stole from telephone poles that were like this aluminum that he built into his chest plate that was really cool. And then we got some stuff from Western Costume, which is a big costume supplier for movies and things. As a matter of fact, the thing I wore, I think was in the movie The Beastmaster, the breastplate I had. We had the, leather jackets, but we put like metal on it, so it kind of took it to another level of making it seem like armor. And then we, of course, did the one show where I actually wore the whole suit of armor for the first song after the sword fight and took the helmet off. And, and then there's John. And we only did that the one show because I wasn't going to wear armor every day, every show. But it was hard to move around that. Then after that first song, during that show, we went into this long intro of the second songs because I had to go off stage and take it off, and with Zach Harmon's help, and that was cool. But we were into that until we weren't. When we went on tour, especially in like the heart of winter, and we were trying to like dry our clothes because we played a gig the night before, and we went on to put on all this cold, wet leather armor stuff that just wouldn't dry because we were in like Buffalo, New York in January, and it was awful. It just was like we started to kind of really detest it. But it still lasted a couple years until we finally were like, okay, I think we can be done with this. I look fondly on those times, and we laugh. And we did the one show, it was the Metal Blade 30th anniversary.
Yeah, I think it was the 30th.
Where we brought all our stuff that we still had out. Joey and I got wigs at like a shop here in Hollywood that looked similar to the hair we had. And then we came out on stage, and the crowd went bananas, and it was awesome. And then we took it off after the first song, and then they were booing. Boo! And like, I'm not wearing this wig the whole show.
You're lucky you got 5 minutes out of me.
Yeah.